go. That's it. Live. Cool. So what I was planning on doing today was came across this tweet from Ian. You'll probably know if you look at some of my tweets that I quite like to. This seems like a good idea. So yeah, here we are, 6 p.m. UK time. You can see actually sunny in the UK for once. But yeah, then Hacker Kapan, which is this wonderful project by Simon, was yeah. Did you see about the limits on the free in the comments? So I hadn't, because I hadn't really looked at any of this before saying I was going to do it. So yeah, I can see why Ian thinks that you can do this for free. So bookmarks. So this implies that you can do one request every 15 minutes per user, but it turns out that isn't the case. So if we just search for this, how was it? I can't find it now, but there was something about how you are actually rate limited against this. So I don't know whether we're going to be able to do this just using the Twitter API. Let's have a look. Worst that can happen is it doesn't work. Actually, let's go back and try and find. Here we go. So bookmarks is also counted towards tweet caps. But this doesn't really imply anything. So I guess what we can do is attack this a different way. So most of you might be aware there's a product called SuperX, and what they do is just use your credentials from the browser. So yeah, let's create a Chrome extension instead. So got an empty folder. Let's open cursor in here. Now, there is something I want to try. So, been a bit of a big fan of MCP lately. Now, how do we add this? Let's just grab that. So, context 7 is a tool, gets you up to date documentation. Now, if we're building a Chrome extension, then I think my plan is to use this library. So this is something I use for InstaSnippet, and it worked quite well. Yeah, so we've got that set up. Let's close that, working. Let's also change this. So I think we're going to try with this. So to create any I guess it can only work on x.com now. I'm pretty sure twitter.com redirects. Yep, cool. So we can do that. Oh. So I have a feeling that they're saved inside of some local storage. Yeah, so we only want to grab new bookmarks for each bookmark. Cool. Okay, thinking's on. Let's just double check something. So let's see where we go. Let's have a look at the thinking. Okay. So it does some kind of mapping, grabs it, inject a content script, identify the X API endpoint, implement logic. Finding out this requires an external key. Need user input on preferred service, implement logic. Missions. Yes, this is something to be wary of, is undocumented APIs. Especially, I guess, at the speed that Twitter or X ship at nowadays. Choice. Project. Missions. Cool. Let's see where this goes then. Okay. Seems to have picked up the right library. wonder if this is going to work. Yeah, so the problem is I don't think I've actually got PNPM installed here. Let's just stop that a second. Don't know why I prefer Yarn, but I do. We'll go with that. Right, off to a great start. Let's just stop it a second. I don't really want to go around in circles with this. So just wait for MPX to do its thing. We'll use the React template. We can use Yarn. Cool. While that's finishing, just give it a second to finish the packages. Cool. Let's continue then. So yeah, there is absolutely nothing wrong with just stopping it if you know what you're doing and then, you know, getting in the way, doing things manually, and then just asking it to continue with where you were. So yeah, I guess normally if I was doing this not on a stream, I'd probably be sitting there watching Netflix or YouTube or something right now, scrolling my phone. Because, you know what? I think this is an issue that actually needs sorting out right now. Is that everyone talks about, you know, how great it is letting AI build things for you, but I'm just sat here watching a load of text go past the screen, just keeping a general eye on it, checking it's not doing anything crazy. Yeah, I mean, let's see how far we get on this sort of first pass. You know, we might have to go and build the authentication bit ourselves. Cool, so there you go. It's asked me to go and do some manual things. Question is, am I going to regret doing this right now? Where do you even go for bookmarks? There we go. Oh. Looking for requests, inspect the headers, authorization. Where are I? Where's request headers? Right, there we are. I think I'm going to regret that. Probably going to have to log out. We'll just let it go off and do some more things. mean, I'm hoping eventually it'll just give me something to run in of now. I mean, that's not really a great start that it's hard-coded my bearer token in there. So that's going to be fun. So that's definitely going to have to be something we'll have to go back and keep an eye on. So I think this is probably, you know, one of my biggest sort of recommendations as a developer is, you know, yeah, AI can do all of this stuff for you, but, you know, it's not perfect. But it's still, you know, what are we, 16 minutes in? I probably spent a couple of minutes at the beginning just waffling. And hopefully, yeah, I mean, yeah, 16 minutes in, 17 minutes now, a couple of minutes waffling. Hopefully, we've probably got a working Chrome extension right now. We'll see. I might be being optimistic right now. I mean, there is pop-up. I guess the question is, yeah, it's the default pop-up. Dope. I hate it when it does things like this. I don't get why Cursor just sometimes randomly fails to rename a file. You know, it can create them, it can delete them. So yeah, who knows why it's doing what it's doing. And now it's going to do one of these things where it just lags. Let's have a look at what it's built. It's going to call into the background all of this stuff. Okay. Yay. I'm trying so hard not just to take over and fix this manually right now. What's the service called again? Context 7. Please create the direct. Okay. Not sure right now whether this is a example of vibe coding not being great. It could be me. Hey, Bill. So let's open Chrome. And developer mode on. Load and unpacked extension. Load unpack. Navigate to the repo and select the what's the button that I won't? I can never remember how to do this on a Mac. This is a little bit embarrassing. How'd you tell that I'm not a Control Shift Dot a big Mac fan? There we go. To log in. Password. Absolutely watch me paste this in a way that allows you to all see it. Oh wow. There's no way it actually found that many tweets, is there? Okay, I'm impressed. So yeah, now I think we want a list, just double check it's actually grabbing my bookmarks. While that's doing that, I'm actually just going to go and have a look at how many tweets I've got bookmarked. I can't say that I'm actually that good of a example for this to work on because I use bookmarks really intermittently. Rebuild this. So what you're saying, added process, blah blah blah. Reload the unpacked extension. Just reload this just to make sure. I don't know if this. Okay, this is actually kind of looking like my bookmarks. So Alex Albert, Claude best practices. I don't know if there's actually a way without scrolling all the way to the bottom to find out if that is indeed my last bookmark. Oh, Franklin. That's it. I definitely need to clear some of this up. So yeah, turns out I didn't need to. Well, actually, we do still need to handle how we're getting the authentication details because currently this will just work for me. So the question now is, from creating a product perspective, what would be the best way? So as I see it, we can do all the work in the Chrome extension. Chrome extension is probably kind of annoying to charge for. I think there's like extension pay and a few other things like that. But I guess user experience is worse if we make them go to a website. It's definitely easier to make the product, because I guess this just becomes a bit of a dumb kind of a dumb interface for its own purposes to just send your bookmarks off to the service. And then I guess we could do all the processing for that in the background. That might be quite good. I guess then we don't have to go through all the hurdles of dealing with the, you know, the approval process for the Chrome extension. So I think you have to go through a process to ship that. Let's go for the web API. Let's see how much of this we can get done in 30 minutes. So again, blank window. I guess we can use context 7 again, but we just need to feed this some information first, and then I'm probably going to hit my favorite little feature, which is generate cursor rules. Always a handy one. But obviously, you know, you can go to websites like cursorlist.com, get all kinds of rules from here. So, you know, Magic UI, really nice library. Yeah, there is a few Next.js ones. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just go for it on this. think this is the bit where it's like sometimes it's not completely available to non-developers. It's like, would a non-developer actually know what the app router is? So we need an API endpoint that allows Chrome extension to upload a list of bookmarks. Also need a UI. You know what? This is going to be just a perfect project, really. Can I try? I can try better off with this. Cool. We also need a land page. Let's see how much of this we can just load into one prompt and go. Always use PostgreSQL for everything. Okay, let's go. Let's wait for the biddly bong. See where we end up. On next. Blah, blah, blah. Run. Cool. I would like to use Tailwind. Yes, for Turbo Pack. Cool. Again, wouldn't normally just be sat there staring at this. I mean, at least you got some good lo-fi music in the background. You know, got some Pepsi Max Cherry. You know, the GOAT tier of drinks. I guess this kind of does ruin my image as a healthy guy, but it's my weakness. Don't you just love it when the package manager takes forever? Drag this out so we can see how stuck it is. Let's just do that for a minute. It's hard not to just start browsing. Let's not go looking at information on how you can use a competitor's product. You know what? Just while we're waiting for that to load, let's have a little shameless plug. So I make a product called Scrapesy. You know, so this is the main focus. I just unfortunately quite like, you know, these little adventures off to the side, which is how a lot of things got done. And I mean, largely it's actually what stopped me shipping this. Yeah, so we do things like this. We'll take your, you know, you give us the URL and the prompt, and we'll go and extract the information. So you know, you can see here, you can be quite specific. So we don't offer any kind of selectors, no XPath, no complex rules or anything. You know, we've put a pretty good engine. So you can give us a prompt, you can give us a schema, you can give us a prompt and a schema. You know, any public website, got a really simple REST API. And then this has been the most recent feature that we built, which is exporting to Google Sheets. So yeah, obviously, if you want to know anything, you can always contact us. You know, I offer a free 15-minute call. So, you know, if that's something we can help with, just let me know. End shameless plug. Again, being a developer helps right now because no shade to the developers of this package. I've just never heard of it. Oh. Again, we'll be using Docker because I use something called Doku to host this. So big shout out to the developers behind that. Yeah. Quickly need to do something else second. Yeah, we'll be deploying this in Docker. So it annoys me when it just hangs like that. You know, if someone from Cursor can tell me why that happens, that'd be pretty good. So yeah, we'll see how far we get in this. We'll see how far we get today. Probably give it another 19 minutes. Use options, Prisma, use Prisma, probably can shrink this back down now that I'm not getting impatient. Okay, use on use Prisma, identify, yeah, blah blah blah. What? Locally update. Definitely going to do this in a different window. So just bear with me. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. This is not my... Oh, you know what? Let's just cheat a second. Cool. So, .n, yada yada yada. There we go. Yarn Prisma migrate. Cool. Build in a client. And that should work. There's no data in there. Let's see how good this landing page comes out. That'll be always an interesting one. It's always one of the things I like to test. swear Cursor's obsessed with fixing linting errors. Cool. That's running. Not bad, not great, cool. You know what? Let's bring some... We'll top this landing page up next time. I think sometimes this can be the most boring part of the coding, is just starting a new project, getting it set up every time. But I don't know, if someone ships a boilerplate that I guess has all the cursor rules set up, you know, all the nice MCP servers set up and everything, that'd be something quite handy. Don't know why this is picking some random packages, but you can see it's just kind of going through and churning through. It does kind of feel like you're watching a deranged madman work this sometimes, the way it just loops over and, you know, tries to fix it. I mean, I've never seen this before, where it's now going to try and search, I guess, Google, maybe Bing. See where we get to. Don't have direct side browser up here on the search. Please check. I mean, this is a bit lazy. Could you please perhaps check? What's the point in installing this MCP server if it's not going to use it? Already hit the thing of start. New chat for better results. Isn't bad. It's done about 45 minutes. But yeah, I guess let's just start recapping while this is doing that, what we've done. So not that one. I use Chrome, that'd help. So if we go to Twitter, inspect this. Out of the way. So we got this really ugly thing, but there you go, it's triggered it. Just grabbing all my tweets. So there's all my bookmarks. So we're getting them. We've got the author, got text. We actually have a link. So all of these have got a link in them. And so what we will need to do is we will need to take each tweet I guess one thing that I didn't actually consider is if it's a thread and you just bookmark the start of a thread. Yeah, something to consider for the next time. So I guess we'd need to handle that in the Chrome extension. But yeah, we've got that. And now we've got a very broken landing page. What's it want to do? Add a... Don't need an all secret for running locally. I always find that this stuff's quite good at fixing up errors like this. So yeah, hopefully it won't get lost and it will, you know, do both things at the same time. Could not find tailwind. What's the bet in this is used the newest tailwind. So let's stop this right there. Be quite handy if there was a way that it could, you know, just automatically use context 7. It's a little bit annoying to have to tell it to do that every time, but we'll see. I'm hoping we can at least have a look at the authentication before we finish today. Often doesn't require, you know, normally in one of my other projects I have to tell it, do not just do this, you're absolutely right stuff all the time. Like I don't know why when we made this stuff that someone's like, oh, you know, the AI has to be so agreeable. Well, who cares? I just want it to get in, get the job done. Do one. Yeah. I'll just give this a couple more minutes. See where we're at. Yeah, well done. This is the problem. Still not happy. The amount of times I've seen this go by, definitely going to need to work on my cursor rules very soon, because that is kind of frustrating. But yeah, I I think we're running out of time, and I don't think this is going to finish. So, yeah, hopefully that was at least interesting to you. You know, if you want to speak some more with me, you can come follow me on Twitter. Just send me a DM. And, you know, if you've got any data scraping needs, feel free to check out Scrapesy. All right, have a great day.